County Public Library with this month's Books with a Brew here at the Vanderbilt Beach Library. Isn't it beautiful? Grab your coffee and make yourself comfortable. Time for some book club suggestions from your library, chosen with care for you. Today we are doing Over the Hill Heroines. As always, please remember that all the items I mentioned today are available through the Collier County Public Library. So check out our website, collierlibrary.org. Well, here we are, with the gift of a new year and 2020 finally in our rearview mirror. You know, the start of a new year is a time of reflection for many. And while I am not a resolution person, each year I make a list of 10 people who inspire me, and I place it on my bathroom mirror. That way, on those mornings before coffee, when being focused is a far-off goal, they are there to greet me and get me focused. And I'm going to start today with Dolly Parton. She may look fake, but she is totally real and true. She's the fourth of 12 children, and she grew up very poor. She's written over 3,000 songs, and she's sold over 100 million albums. But beyond all that, she created a book gifting program called Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and that is for children from birth to age 5 in the United States and other countries. And she has gotten over 148 million books into children's hands. To learn more about this incredible lady, check out this book. This is Dolly Parton's Songteller. It is incredible. My favorite quote of hers is, "Songs are just stories put to music," and that is very important, but really, the hair, the clothes, the guitars, the photographs are just wonderful. And this music CD, the Essential Dolly Parton, that has many of the songs that are in Songteller. I don't know if you're aware, but Collier County Public Library has a wonderful CD collection, and we also have Hoopla available to you. Music is very important, and it has gotten a lot of people through dark times in their lives. When Nelson Mandela was in prison, he actually requested Dolly's music when he was in prison. I'd like to recommend this book, Heartland by Sarah Smarsh. There's a dialogue going on in our country right now because of books like Isabel Wilkerson's Caste and this book about growing up poor in America. And I recommend both titles. They will heighten your understanding of how class shapes our country and our world. Our next heroine is Patti Smith. Every day, writers change lives. I see it every day in the library. When I was 13 and heard Patti Smith's music for the first time, it wasn't the music that mattered, it was the lyrics. Here was a woman staring out at me from, at that time, was a record cover, daring me to tell her that she couldn't be a poet or a musician, things that I desperately wanted to be. Patti Smith makes me believe in the power of words, whether I'm 13 or 53. And today, when I listen to this 73-year-old rock and roll Hall of Famer, I believe I can make a difference, and I'm a little more hopeful. And right now, that is an amazing gift. So learn more about this great lady by checking out this book, Just Kids. It's her memoir of the artist's life when she was with Robert Mapplethorpe. She won the National Book Award for it. This is the illustrated edition, which I prefer, because again, it is just filled with photos of William Burroughs and Allen Ginsberg and Max's Kansas City, and it's extraordinary. And this music CD, Horses, with its photo that you can see of her staring out at you and me so many years ago, that was actually taken by Robert Mapplethorpe. And this book on CD called M-Train, where she's actually reading her words to you. She calls this book a roadmap to her life, and it really makes me want to drink even more coffee and go travel and write in cafes and do all those artistic things we all think about. Okay, next on my heroine list, Joan Didion. Ah, Joan, my spirit animal. Joan Didion has received extensive recognition over the years for her work. I mean, she's won the National Book Award, a National Medal of the Arts, but for over 50 years, her unrelenting gaze has taken it all in and reported it back to us, cool and assured. Like many people who value a well-written sentence, I have read Didion for years with admiration, but I definitely renewed my commitment to reading every word this ferocious writer puts down on paper after reading The Year of Magical Thinking, which I have here. It's the book that she wrote not too long, that she wrote about her husband's passing. And we all experience grief. This book is amazing, and we all should read it. To find out more about her life, read this biography, The Last Love Song by Tracy Dougherty. But nobody writes better about Joan than Joan, so check out this book. We tell ourselves stories in order to live. This has Slouching Towards Bethlehem, it has Miami, it has all of her beautiful raging words. Next we have Colette. You know, it's easy to think that relationships that defy society's conventions are new, but questioning the rules in relationships is not a 21st century occurrence. Colette's first books were credited to her husband, but she lived to see her talent recognized and became better known as an author in her own right. Her writing is tantalizing, and yes, it is erotic, but it has a female understanding and is never cheap or trashy. And there really is a splendor to Colette's long life. She died a revered national institution, but she never stopped being radical or elegant or a true spirit. Find out more by reading her first stories, called the Claudine Stories, and watching this lovely film with Keira Knightley that's based on the words. And find out even more by reading this wonderful biography by Judith Thurman called Secrets of the Flesh, which it's everything you want a biography to be. It's intelligent and it's worthy of its subject. And my last heroine today, Eleanor Roosevelt. Now, Eleanor Roosevelt was an American politician and activist, and she served as our First Lady from 1933 to 1945. And she transformed the role of what a First Lady can be. She worked tirelessly to increase wages for women, and she actually held many news press conferences for female reporters at a time when women were barred from the White House press conferences. And she became the first chairperson of the preliminary United Nations Commission on Human Rights. She helped to draft the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was adopted by the General Assembly in 1948. She was called the First Lady of the World by President Truman, and she definitely belongs on a list of heroines, over the hill or otherwise. And she is probably the lady that has appeared most in my top 10 every year on my bathroom mirror. I really admire her. You probably noticed that I recommended a few biographies today and music. Don't be afraid in your book club choices. Recommend a biography or a film or a piece of music with words that mean something to you. Being a reader is an all-encompassing endeavor and one that has very few barriers. If you want to learn more about Eleanor, read this great new biography by David Michaelis that really explores the many, many deep relationships she had throughout her life and how she truly believed that we cannot live only for ourselves. We must live together or we die together. And for a lighter side to Eleanor, choose this book. If You Ask Me, which is a collection from her advice column that she wrote for the Ladies' Home Journal for 22 years. And I had no idea that she had a newspaper column, and I love the idea of a first lady where you could write in and ask about a casserole or something. And everything is in here. She covers everything from politics to peace to love and marriage. And here we have the presidential mystery series, You Never Knew You Wanted, written by Elliot Roosevelt, which is Eleanor and Franklin's son. And I had no idea about this series until I started researching for these ladies. These books actually star his mom, Eleanor, as a sleuth. This is the very first book in the series, called Murder in the First Lady. And this is just fun. It's just fun. And it captures a time that's long gone from Washington and actually from the rest of the world. Check them out. They're great. That's all I have for you today. I thank you for your time, and I hope you find a suggestion or two for your next reading choice or your book club. Please leave any questions or comments here or email me at the address on your screen. Join me in February for book club suggestions featuring reading and libraries, something we all love. Let me leave you with a quote. We do not have to become heroes overnight, just a step at a time, meeting each thing that comes up, seeing it as not as dreadful as it appears, discovering that we have the strength to stare it down. And that is Eleanor Roosevelt.